This program is about unsolved mysteries. Whenever possible, family members and police officials have participated in recreating the events. What you are about to see is not a news broadcast. In this episode of Unsolved Mysteries, an untimely death of a rock climber as authorities scrambling for clues at the scene of the crime. A joyride turns deadly as police declare reckless driving as the cause, but families of the deceased suspect that foul play was involved with the other car. Another railroad employee was found dead of an apparent heart attack, but since it was from the same union as the one featured in the last episode, coincidence turns to curiosity. The legend of the Loch Ness monster is rekindled after a corpse found near the famous lake has unidentified bite marks. At a hydropower plant, not one but two employees are dead from an unknown cause. Workers are suspicious of non-compliance to OSHA regulations. And finally, a technician for an intergalactic satellite company is dead, and the autopsy says a seizure was the cause of death, but could alien transmission be the cause? Stay tuned for another episode of Battlefield 4 Unsolved Mysteries. Rock climbing is a fun but dangerous sport. Here in the small town of Lancang, the police department are scratching their heads at the death of a rock climber, which should normally be declared accidental, but one clue found at the scene of the crime indicates otherwise. In the deceased's backpack, police found a wallet belonging to a man that was a known companion of the person that died. When questioned, the companion said he wasn't climbing with them that day and had an alibi, but why was his wallet in the backpack? When you go climbing, you usually put all your shit in a backpack, so police think that the companion might have more to do with this case than meets the eye. This isn't some 127 hours shit. However, the crime scene was ugly but bare of clues. If you have any information, please leave it down in the comments section. It's a normal Saturday night out when some college kids decide to take the Jeep Wrangler out for a spin. What they didn't know was that it was their last drive out, and unfortunately for them, their stupid fucking dream catcher didn't make them avoid this nightmare. And no, these kids weren't texting and driving, which is almost as stupid as drinking and driving, but they were following a minivan a little too closely, which is also not a good idea. Police dismissed the deaths of a case of tailgating and the teens losing control of the car when the minivan stopped short. However, the parents are suspicious of foul play because of the history of the minivan's driver. He has been rejected from over 10 different insurance companies because of insurance fraud. There were more than 20 different accounts of staged collisions, which makes this case all the more interesting. Additionally, he was one of those douchebags that dressed up his fucking car for the holidays. No, your shit isn't a reindeer. Take the fucking antlers off. If you have any information, please leave it down in the comments section. The railroad union is devastated after another member collapses. This is the second death in mere weeks, as we highlighted one last week, as you'll see here in the corner of the screen. We all know how awesome the pension plan is for railroad workers, but could the stresses of the job take its toll on workers? Or is this yet another case where we have to look at the will and testament for answers? And you guys thought those Orange County housewives are crazy. Police are looking closely at both cases now after dismissing conspiracy on the previous one. Workers that are on the job are worried that their job is unsafe and recruitment has been severed entirely. If you have any information on this or the previous case that we highlighted, leave it down in the comments section. We all know the story of the Loch Ness monster, but now some serious investigation is necessary after a corpse was found near the lake with weird bite marks on it. Cryptozoologists are chomping at the bit, no pun intended, to take a look at these marks. Animal dental experts are being flown in from across the world in order to identify the markings. Due to the stigma associated with the lake itself, this has the local media in a frenzy. More and more anecdotes of the dinosaur-like creature are surfacing. Do you believe in the legend, or is it a fairy tale just like the other stories in the Bible? Again, if you have any information about this case, leave it down in the comments section. Multiple deaths at a hydropower plant are causing the employees to strike until a full OSHA investigation is performed at the site. The coroners are quick to dismiss these worries as normal workplace accidents, but the buzz coming from the site is that there are a lot of executive corruption and corner cutting going on. Workers are underpaid and forced to work long shifts, which leads to workplace incidents. The power plant has received OSHA awards and certifications, but a quick glance at the board of directors shows that some members are connected to the OSHA examiners by being friends or family members, so the mystery continues. If you have any information on this case, please leave it down in the comments section. And last but certainly not least, an audio technician working in an intergalactic satellite monitoring station is dead from an apparent seizure. The people that work in the area, though, are drumming up a conspiracy because the technician did not have epilepsy and never had any neurological problems before the incident. These satellites are constantly streaming and listening for responses from any intelligent life in our universe, and some claim that there was an alien transmission at the time of death. The estimated time of death from the coroner matches with part of the recording that is missing in time. The theory is that the transmission was at such a high frequency that it vibrated the membranes of the tech's brain, causing him to have seizure-like symptoms. Very interesting theory here, but again, the coroner just says a seizure is a seizure. If you have any information about this or any of the cases presented here, leave it in the comments section and maybe you can help solve a mystery.